Hello, everyone, and welcome to race number 15 of 17 in the USARC Aaron's Pro Cup Series season. We are here at the Memphis Motorsport Park for some good old short track racing. On the pole, a bit of a surprise is the 0-1 of Seth Bayless taking over for the now suspended Benedict Murdo. Was on probation after some incidents earlier this season, got into an accident as well last time out at Watkins Glen, I believe involving the 15 of Ricky Freeman Jr. So Murdo's been set for this race, but Bayless, young gun, filling in, trying to make something happen today. From the pole.
Really impressive from Seth Bayless. Definitely going to be one to watch. He did the same for his truck debut at Kentucky. He put his SSR truck on. He just seems to really come alive in qualifying. It'll be interesting today if he can hold off Lexi Herman, who is very good at short in the race. Very interesting qualifying in general. There you can see in fourth. I mean, Daniel Self, good fourth. It's Miles Mashburn. Team on the brink of bankruptcy heading into this weekend of making this race in qualifying. Then it's Chris Martins with the fifth. Other notables, Peter Andre, second in the championship, 22 points. Starting in seventh, he needs a good run. Had a get that started. Then it's Rimwell and Ben Crouch rounding off 10, and then we have the debutant in the field. That's 48 of Alexander Rowe. He is well back through the field. Another notable, William A is in the third for the remainder. There we see deep in the field, two strike, starting deep in the championship. And as we keep going further back, there's Bob Borger in the field. Reggie Fogelman making his debut at Trackhouse race. Like I said, an interesting qualifying. And if anything's got very active. 88 laps ahead of us.
It's going to be a long race, a lot of championship scenarios, up in the air because Sustry's leading by 22 over Onjak, as Luke said, but, Sustry's starting in the back. SSR as a whole is kind of unstable. I talk about that more into the race, but they've had some trouble signing drivers, and now, Murdo is out for today. I mean, if Bayless can put this together today, that would be huge for that team's overall morale. And Sustry, if he can keep his points lead.
Yeah, Bayless, I mean, is the only SSR car kind of in the top half of the field. You have to go back to Sustry on the next. He started around the mid-20s, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, it was only this week that SSR were able to confirm their Alternation Cup Series lineup. So it's been a very tumultuous for that team, but hopefully they can find in the pole sitter Steph.
All right, well, without further ado, let's go down trackside to get your command and kick off the Steak-Umm 300.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the field rolls off of pit lane to kick off tonight's action, we've had some storylines as well further back. Full Send Racing announced that they are going to be leaving Dodge for the upcoming season. They're going to Toyota, which is going to be a massive shake-up here on the grid for next season.
Yeah, especially in Toyota starting to look strong. They've had a few new teams join them. TGR as well looking very strong. Season 3 will be very exciting.
Well, pace car will make the hard left-hand turn down the pit lane, and Seth Bayless is going to lead us down here for the Steak-Umm 300. We're going to get the green here shortly.
Here we go. Great start for the 01, and Daniel Sells is going to come out into second. That's not the start Herman needed.
Especially on these short tracks, the bottom line is going to be a lot stronger. You see Martin's really drive it in underneath Herman there through 3 and 4. There's just a lot more bite down there. You know, especially as this race goes on, there's going to be a lot more marbles washing up into that high lane, so you're going to want to ride the curbs here at Memphis. One of the few oval tracks that actually has some curbing. But boy, Bayless is pulling away here early. Big gap on the rest of the field, looking very comfortable here in this Pro Series car.
Yeah, well, we know that 01 is a fast car, and it just depends on the drive. Murdo's not been able to tame it this season. Bayless is looking very comfortable now as Chris Martin's riding his teammate Peter on Jack through second and third respectively. Rosella coming up with good, just like Anthony Freeman as well, and looking top five.
Yeah, Martins, it's going to be interesting to see if he plays nice to his team boss Onjak or not. Good run. Martin's been really running well in the truck series since he took over the 41 truck, and now, similar to Pikes Peak, it's him and his team boss Onjak scrapping at the front of the field. But Joe Zeller there, I believe, in fourth. It's a good run, because he is still in the championship mix, technically, because he is only 48 points out of the lead with 3 races to go. Might need a little luck on his side, but do not count out that 64.
Yeah, Randy just got his first career win. It felt like it's been a long time coming. Last week at the Glen, still has inside shot. But at the moment, he looks very comfortable to run fourth. And I mean, why wouldn't you be when your nearest contenders, I mean, Lexi Herman has not had this you would expect from him. He is so good at tracks. Yeah, he's on Jack at the moment, sitting very comfortably. It looks like he's pulling away slightly. Fair play to Chris Martin as well, holding his own very nicely against some very experienced drivers.
I'm surprised that Herman's been unable to find the inside. She looks like she has it now, but that's settling back at the far reaches of the top 10, running ahead of the 2 of Maskin Rimmel, I believe.
Tyler Sustra on the edge of the top 10 already.
And there's a car that has made the inside work, picking up ground, but look up to the outside now as here comes the 12, and Ricky Freeman Jr. in tow behind as well. Freeman was running well at the Glen last time out, but got into that accident with Murdo and fell back. Still in the championship hunt, but 6th in points, 52 back, is going to need a little bit more help than everybody else he's racing around.
These guys going 3 wide here, big dive from Angel Gutierrez in the 52. It's caused a bit of a stack up here. Kyler Sustra on the outside. Kind of struggling with the grip out there, and he's just falling back. All 3 wide for a minute. Left me to Lello running very high, but they're going to get that sorted. Back up towards the front, and it looks like Chris Martin has lost a couple of places. It's Joe Zeller and Peter make their way through. Zeller right on the back of the 14 out.
Other than the 01, it's looking like the 64 has the most pace out of everybody else, at least at the front of the field. That's the 11 and the 15, they might have it as well, but they are still mired in traffic. It's going to take them some time to get up here. But Onjak holding his own in second. Bayless still cruising out front, 10 laps into this one.
Yeah, and he put another 100th of a second on Onjak on that lap. However, it looks like the 14 has had a very decent lap this time around. That suddenly, that 01 is a lot closer. Lap 11 now, an amazing start. Jeff Bayless on up to.
Freeman Jr.'s cracked the top 10 as well. Here's a battle there for 11th between Angel Gutierrez and Ben Crouch. Haven't seen much out of Crouch this season. No sponsors on that 19 still, but he's trying his best out here, and he's been able to make these races. Just hanging out in the mid-pack looking for a good run.
It's been a quiet season, but it's worked out nicely. He's had some half-decent performances here and there, and it's earned him a try for Full Send Racing in the Aaron's Series. I'm sure he'll do well there, just on the one-time race winner Angel Gutierrez, who and you can say he's had a breakout season this year. At one point was a dark horse in the championship. He's had a few bad results recently, and looking to pull off, and kind of Sustra found that inside.
Making up ground, big send into turn 1. You see the confidence out of both car and driver there here at Memphis. It's a tough track to get around, you know, very long straightaways, tight corners. You take a look at a track like Richmond, the corners are a lot longer, the straightaways are shorter. So you can really, if you have the grip in your car, you can throw it into the braking zones in turns 1 and 3 and make up time on your rivals.
Yeah, it's a really difficult track to get right. We saw last year a lot of people struggling with the runs into turn 1 and 2. A lot of people overshooting. I think it was Justin Whitman who famously caused multiple incidents in that race, purely by overshooting turn 1. You know, you can go to dive in and try and make up a few positions, but you can easily get it really wrong and end up in that outside. One person who seems to be finally elected up into
Leading the charge for 555 Engineering once again is that 53 Nikon machine. You know, it's a long race, and if Herman could just mind their business and maybe save some tire here early, later in the run, then pick some more cars off. You don't know that you can really pass some cars by doing that when the time comes.
She's bringing in Matthew Huber at the moment, who appears to be kind of stuck behind, falling back ever so slightly. Huber, I believe, was on pole here last year, ran up front for the majority of the race before Herman came through and passed quite late on. He's someone who knows his way around a short track. Not surprising. He could be a contender, maybe. But at the moment, I mean, it looks like Seth Bolus has got this covered. He's giving a decent gap to him. However, it has just decent.
It's wavering back and forth. Bayless will jump ahead by compared to the cushion of overall by like 3/4 of a second. Bayless will jump ahead by a couple tenths, and then he'll lose a couple tenths. We're jumping around the field. We can't really see what's going on inside the cars all the time, but you know, it could be Bayless getting loose, could be Onjek getting loose, missing marks or something. Or you get distracted in the car. It happens.
I do wonder as well. I mean, we've spoken a lot this season about how the car fuel tanks are small, tires are much softer. They wear out a lot quicker. How that's going to play at a short track Memphis. We thought quite peak strategy coming to it somewhat. There was a one stop there. We do have a slightly longer length race this day. Peter Onjak now beating Ricky Freeman Jr. Youth drive. Onjak obviously driving for BPM in the 15. Been a difficult season for him.
It has, and it's unfortunate because he was a contender in season 1, you know, took a step back, and then, you know, I do think that the change of scenery next season is going to help.
Yeah, I mean, FSR have got the resources underneath him, but it just seems like they've stagnated. Freeman shown speed, but yet to find in the top 10. Luna Bennington, who's been struggling. John McFadden was underperforming compared to this season. Yeah, hence why he's been replaced by Wood. The only kind of said that the best part of it, got to be the 51, been shared amongst several drivers. This that Hawksworth, big house. I mean, they've got a lot going for them. Just a case of, are we under yellow? Did I just see the flag? We are.
Yes, we are. Big wreck on the backstretch. DeLello, Rhodes Gray, the 34, Spurley tubes in it. That's Rotfield in the 66, I believe. Evans blowing up. Mashburn's miracle run to make the field and had a great starting position. The 72's junked. A lot of cars at the back of the field involved.
Damage on the 42 as well, and maybe some rear end damage on the 50. Hard to tell. And we are going to see pit stops, so we're going to stay here. Or Boltborger, yeah, involved. We're going to stay with these guys. We see pit stop, then get you some replays. Jeff Bayless, who will lead them down. We are under yellow, just around the quarter mark. Everyone coming.
Yep. You know, 25 laps on your tires almost. So you're going to want to fill up with fuel. I'm not exactly sure what the fuel window is here, but this is definitely a high tire wear track, so it should be 4 tires for everybody. Unless somebody further back really wants to gamble, but I don't see it happening.
I can see Onjak they're taking 4 top 2. Pit box is also taking tyres. Lexi Herman's going to jump up a few places down pit road in this one here. Good stop for Kyler Seuss. That's crucial for the championship. He's jumped up a few positions as well. Chris Martinson, Cameron Brennan, yeah, whilst these guys cycle back round. Looks like we've lost quite a few. Coming back out of pairs, being hit, replay. We'll be right back here. We can see heading into terminal miles, Mashburn running wide on the exit 2, catches the wall, bounces off free of Stephen Cologne. Zaki DeLello gets involved, and Evans hits. And then coming across here, the 41 of Rose Gray just wipes Sense to and doing chaos. Hopefully. We'll catch more angry.
Deep in the field, on board with Rhodes Gray, you see the wall of smoke appear on the backstretch of this driver to try and get through. Thinks they're clear of it, but just not enough. Catches the 55 of DeLello. Nowhere for the 66 to go behind them, and that is day done for a lot of cars here on the backstretch. Welcome back to the Steak-Umm 300 here from Memphis. Seth Bayless still holding down the lead from the pole in that 0-1. Peter Onjeks found his way up in the second, and Lexi Herman had a good pit stop. Finds her up in third after falling back from a second starting position. Joe Zeller with damage on the side of his car. That must have occurred during the pit stops that we didn't see yet, but that is going to really hamper that 64.
15 as well with wide damage. Well, similar to Zeller. Assuming this happened down pit road. I can't see anyone else damage. Here we go. At 28, we're racing Seth Bayless, who's led every lap today. And that continues.
It's a tight pit road here at Memphis, so there's a chance, people just got into each other trying to leave their box, but Herman all over the back of the 14 right now, and Sustrai trying to pounce on the 64. Here he comes to the inside for fourth.
No need for Sustrai to take risks. He's in a really good position championship-wise at this point. In front of him, but no, they need a decent result. They basically need to finish ahead of Sustrai and some to take this fight to Riverside and Homestead. That's not great for them now. Rearview mirror. Bayless is not pulling away here.
Still a comfortable cushion, too far back for the 14 to make a move because he's got his mirror full of the 53. As I say that, proves the commentator wrong, and Onjek's going to take the lead. What a send!
Herman's right on him, though, so he's going to play defensive immediately. I'm assuming maybe Herman's saying that they could be the 11 in their rearview mirrors. I know they need to go. They need to get maximum points scored from this race to keep the championship quite alive. Onjek's certainly done that, and it's just left the door open ever so slightly for a driver like Peter Onjek. Driver like Peter Onjek, you do not need a second invitation. Oh, and that's good.
Oh, Cologne has right side damage. I'm not sure if it may have hit somebody else on pit road, but that really interferes with this battle. I was going to say you have to be patient. Onjek throws that big move on Bayless. You have to. It's all about risk management in racing because that was a very big risk. If that went wrong, that's probably championship contention. 0-14. But now Herman will get by the lap car of Cologne. Zeller's not losing too much time with his side damage, and Bayless has found the inside run underneath his teammate. But now Zeller's teammate, Hubert, making a look now, trying to get into the top 5.
And a big dive there.
Can't do it.
Sustrai. I didn't know where to look there. We are under yellow. And it's Daniel Voiles.
Some rear damage on the 0-2. It doesn't look like anybody else is involved. Mashburn returned to the track after the big one we had on the backstretch a little bit ago. Not sure if the 3 was involved, and we got the 44. We got some split strategy here. A lot of cars at the back of the field look like they might pit. But the Matthew Hubert, the only car in the top 10, or sorry, top 5 to pit because Martins is coming down as well behind him.
And I mean, I would speculate that the freeze damage may be associated with Ashburn bouncing off of him, getting organised. A few at the back. There's Reggie Fogelman, Alexander Rowe, go back Fox down pit road with Ike Wilkins in as well as Luna Ben. Maybe some additional repairs to that new car. But if the leader's not hitting, we're going to get a replay straight away. Second yellow off there.
Here's an example of a risk gone wrong for Daniel Voiles. Drives into turn 1, mimicking what Onjak did to take the lead not too long ago, and he finds himself into the safer barrier on the outside of 1 and 2. Not enough brakes in that car. Had the angle wrong. Something went wrong. The 80 was definitely not expecting Voiles there as well, but it's a tough mistake, and it's going to cost you in positions in this race.
Welcome back to Memphis. Peter Onjak currently leads over Lex Herman. And it's a duo of Tyler Sustra and Seth Bayless. Stephen Cologne has not been waved yellow. It seems like he's up to speed. For whatever reason, USARC officials are told not to wave him. It is at their discretion if that car gets waved. As pace car comes in, they'll restart on lap 38 of 88. It's your reigning champion who will lead us back to the green.
And after a poor start to this race, this is Lexi Herman's best chance at taking the lead away. She was all over Onjak after the last restart, but now is she going to have to play defensive because Sustrai is there on striking distance once again.
I think he overdrove it slightly out of turn 2, and I mean, Herman's right there on Onjak. He's keeping a very tight line through 3 and 4. I mean, even Cologne hit that way up the track. Bayless looking on the inside. He still wants to fight this one. Nearly looked underneath the 53, and I think he overdrove it, which is why Sustra came back on the outside.
Sustrai, he wants to fight it as well because, boy, he was digging up there on the high sides. We're really racing back here. Cologne's going to pit again as Crouch 3 wide underneath the 08 and 52. That is very tight. Whitmer's finally making up ground as well. In his 18, he's cracked the top 10. Cameron Brennan just slipping back there as well as we look back up to the front.
Just looked very chaotic there for a second, and Sustra nearly getting in the wall. These two kind of holding each other up now, letting the front two pull away. As Bayless once again diving in. I don't know if he has to drive into 3 and 4.
What a move if Sustra can pull that off around the high side. It's not quite clear yet, but that is incredible to do that here at a track like Memphis. Even hold it up there for as long as he did.
I think Bayless there just driven it in really deep, and it's actually worked out for him. He's back up into 3rd, but the question is, can he catch the front 2? They're pulling away quickly. Zeller nearly into the 11. That was very close, and it's a kind of wall.
Way up the track. That was the 12. Getting out of shape there.
These guys still fighting. It's now Zeller and Alex Sustra and Ricky Freeman Jr. getting involved as well. Oh, and his contact.
Oh, he's all over the back of the 64. He's going to spin the 64 around. Zeller's around, but it tags Freeman as well. He's going to gain nothing out of that and lose even more than Zeller did. Oh, man. RFJ feeling the impatience, especially after being knocked down the standings after his incident at Watkins Glen. That is...
I am speechless.
That is heartbreaking for RFJ.
I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, USARC might have something to say about that one, but once again...
He got too greedy. I don't want to throw blame out as a commentator, but I think that one was pretty cut and dry. He got too greedy.
And he's just once again thrown away a good result here. But damn it, he's come off that a lot worse than Zeller, and everyone is down pit road.
I don't understand the strategy for like Matthew Hubert, Chris Martins, a couple other people who pit under the previous caution. None of them are staying out. I would have figured that they pit already. They would, stay out, get that track position, but they're just not.
2 ties at least, keeping on Jack. He's going to take 4, so that's already their second lot full sets of. There goes Onjak out very early.
Here comes
Nice
Kyler.
Dry. What, in second possibly? Herman losing a couple spots. Bobak Fox is out in fifth. Good stops with Brennan and Martins as well.
I believe. Oh, they may have just taken fuel. Actually, the people that have come down because Bobak was in that group that pit under the last caution.
Yeah, so that might work out well for them. Hubert as well was jumped up. These guys getting organised in the back. We'll have a replay or two. This may be an interesting discussion point. There goes it's yet again, but we will be right back. We are just about halfway through Steak-Umm 300.
Ricky Freeman Jr. trying to make up time with the damaged car. He sees the back of the 64, gets into it, and just cannot get off the back of that Chevrolet. Goes around as well. And a season that is sliding out of his grip is just falling down the order today at Memphis for Ricky Freeman Jr.
15 heading into 64. He just dives into the 64. And penalises him for that. Much
Welcome back to Memphis Motorsports Park. We are in the second half of the Steak-Umm 300. It is still Peter Onjak out front after he got the lead from Seth Bayless. But Bayless has been under fire from his teammate and points leader Kyler Zustrai all day as that 11 car marches to the front of the field. Lexi Herman had a tough stop, falls her from second down to fourth. But Bobak Fox, interestingly enough, is in fifth as we come back to green here in the Tri-Oval in Tennessee.
very late.
Went late, but doesn't see any challenge into turn one. Zustrai, I think, got baited on that a little bit. He's going to be under fire from Herman, and here down into turn three, but Herman doesn't make the move, so Bobak tries to make the move. He can't do it in the 74, as him and teammate Matthew Hubert hope to rebound for JZR after their driver owner in the 64 got knocked back under our last caution. But Bayless and Zustrai, the Seagulls are soaring once again here, trying to get the lead back.
A really good restart for Onjak, but Bayless is keeping tabs on him. He's trying right in the back of him. Teammate, he knows what's at stake. Herman running up the track there, does open the door for Bobak Fox, or maybe even Cameron Brennan, who looks set to take Rookie of the Year. Bobak Fox there had a small opportunity to go down the inside. Not going to work. Bayless right on the back at 14 there. Bushron's dropped off. It's still so unpredictable who can take this.
But Bayless carried a lot of speed through 3 and 4 there. Are we going to see a move into turn 1 like we saw Onjak pull on him? No. Onjak ran a little bit defensive. Bayless, young Charger still not too... he's stumbling over my words, but here he comes. He's found the confidence now, trying to take the lead away through 3 and 4, and he'll have it comfortably.
He made that look really easy. I was going to say Onjak was doing a good job at keeping that car hunkered down on the inside, not really opening up any gaps. But still, that was futile because the 01 just absolutely charging through. Already gapped the 14 slightly. Kyler Zustrai, Onjak's nearest championship rival, points leader, now on the back of him, maybe looking to catch him. Slightly weary Peter.
Ever since this 11 got up here, he's been chained to his teammate 01, Seth Bayless, this whole time. So if Zustrai can get by Onjak here as well, that would be huge for the SSR operation. But Onjak's not going to give it up too easily, I think. He knew how to get by Bayless on the long run earlier, so will he be able to do it now? We'll see. Or at least, well, he didn't get by him actually earlier on the long run. He just held with him. But let's go take a couple spots back. Cameron Brennan, have not mentioned him all day really until this restart. He's found his way in the top 10. He has been having some really good runs this season.
Yeah, he's been off and on. Was running really well at Watkins Glen until he was spun out by Reese Cuppy. or possibly had a car to win that day. No strong on the road course. One at Monterey and Tarlavier and Talladega. Rookie of the year. In is all but mapped out. Oh, trying the ball back there. That was Los Disperito. Brennan has been having a fantastic season. Good run starting towards the back towards the front of the field. On Jack is fine.
All over the back bumper, the Ford Fusion. Out in front is the 14 of Peter Anja. Can't do it now, and the top 4 is going to be under a blanket here. Is anybody going to make a move? Because I think if you don't, the car behind you will. Into turn 1, Onjak throws it in once again, and it'll stick again. Onjak's going to have the lead if he can clear off a 2.
Don't know if he's clear just yet. We are under caution.
Caution!
We're racing back. Onjak running wide. Bayless is not going to get there. We are under yellow again. It looks like Master winning this.
Bayless, interestingly, gave up the lead there in turn 3, it looked like. Allowed Onjak to swoop by under him. Onjak ran wide because saw the opportunity and ran with it, but the 2 has damage. The 29 might be damaged in this as well. The 80, I don't believe, had that side damage earlier, but that may have been from pit road.
2 former teammates there. That's White Wilkerson and Eli Stillwell. Master and the former SSR. No one hitting at front. I mean, I was about to spawn. We're having a stack up under yellow here. Maybe tensions, tempers flaring here at a short track. These things just tend to happen. But just about to see. At the minute, this race seems to be looking like it's going to be determined by these 4. Maybe just with these in. We'll find out. We're going to have a quick look.
A season of poor luck continues for the 50 of Jacques Rigel. Runs up the track in turn 2, catches the 2, and they drive down the track and slam multiple times into the inside wall, and that will be day done for the 50, and essentially day done for the 2 of Rimmel as well. 2 contenders in Season 1 having tough Season 2s, and another tough day here out in Memphis.
Welcome back to Memphis. We are set to go racing with 27 we go. Really seems like it's going to come down to the 4 here. Peter Onjak, F. Bayless, Lexi Herman, and Kyla Sushi. Maybe we can see improvement. I don't think all day. Regardless who's going to be involved, who has set up a really good finish. This car drives in.
Green flag coming out. Who is going to get the good jump? Bayless does not. Onjak fires off well this time. Did not wait on the green. And Herman already setting her sights on getting by that rookie up there in second. But Bayless carried a lot more speed. Drove it harder into the corner. Picked up from what Onjak was doing on him. So now trying to get the lead back here through 3 and 4. Can't do it. It's all even through the top 5 as they race behind.
Bayless has got a really good exit off of turn 2. It's going to absolutely nail down as Gil Gutierrez and Cameron Brennan now side by side. Diving in, that's Matthew Huber. Nearly contact there as the Drew tried to follow through. Back up front, it's still as they were. These guys racing very aggressively. Oh, and Brennan.
Boy, Brennan!
Wow.
Tried to throw it on the inside right in front of the 12 of Eric Monaco. Monaco did not like that. Runs him up the track. It's short track racing, folks. Elbows are out. Cars are loose. They're really fighting today. Monaco throws it into the corner. There's the 07 of Santiago trying to make up some ground. Haven't heard much out of TGR today, but this burrito's not too far off the 07 as well, putting it together now as they both try and crack the top 10. Santiago looking for more spots.
I don't know if it's a tyre wear issue because these guys are about 20 laps or so old now as tyres. People getting very aggressive boots from Santiago, Cameron Brennan as well. These guys, oh my god, they're so close.
Under a blanket here for the lead. Bayless throwing it into 3 and 4. Herman thought about going 3 wide up the middle. That doesn't work. Onjak backs out of it. Bayless, how is he clear? They're still making contact.
Unbelievable there as Onjak's going to be the big loser. Here comes the 53.
Herman fires it in now. Is she going to clear off at turn 2?
Doesn't
It's
look like it.
cars under a blanket for the lead once again. Now Whitmer's trying to add his name to the mix. Onjak's shaken up. Bayless is still trying to dog it around the outside. Can't quite do it. Herman's clear out front. Sustrai and now Justin Whitmer throwing his name into the hat, looking for third here, possibly looking for second. Had his nose out a little bit under the 11.
Ooh,
Couldn't do it.
I heard a spin maybe. Are we under yellow? We are not. I seem to do this every race where I hear things which aren't actually real. Is there nearly free wide there? I think we're trying the very low line. And now Herman pulling away after really capitalising on just a chaotic moment. Diving in there, Bayless now holding back, as is Onjak now down to 5th.
Sustrai seems to be a little envious of Bayless right now, you know, rocking up to one of the best cars in the field as a replacement, running really well at Memphis. Now that he's passed him, he is locking in and running down this 53 because Herman, I thought, was going to be comfortable pulling away, but now that the 11 is clear and the infighting of those forwards has been off the table now, Sustrai's trying to get the lead.
I'm looking at Whitmer's lines through 3 and 4, and I'm not sure he has the pace to keep up with these four at the front. I mean, for now, Onjak and Bayless side by side, staying put behind Whitmer. Not that they have a choice really. They're just really letting. But yeah, the front two pulling away. Sustrai trying absolute hardest to keep up with Herman. It's only a small points difference between first and second. It's 4 points different. With 2 races left, it's so crucial you have gain any sort of inroads you can. Is Onjak leaving the door open there for Bayless maybe? Not quite.
Onjak is trying every which way to get around the 18 of Whitmer. Whitmer's doing everything he can, you know, doesn't have the car compared to some of these other faster cars up here at the front, so he's running very defensive, holding his lines, entering low into the corners, pinching off the exits. But Onjak is going to have to get by him here soon if he still wants to get up there and try and gain anything, even if it is just a point or two on that 11 car. And Herman settled out to about a second lead now over Sustrai, and then Whitmer, Onjak, and Bayless further back from there.
Bayless is really let off. Angel Gutierrez now running off decently, just on the top 5. And yet Herman looking really comfortable from now out front. Sustrai settling in. But don't forget, Whitmer third on track, third in the championship as well. He has a lot to play for here. Now obviously still going to lose ground to the championship leader. You know, Riverside next up, it could be such a lottery at that road course.
Here comes Bayless.
And Jack's not going to like that. This is someone who has... Oh, he just hit the wall.
He hit the wall. Caught the wall, gave Bayless the space and hit the wall. That could set something up for the 52. Gutierrez has been hanging out here like in the lower reaches of the top 10 all day, but has found their way up to 6th. Do want to just quickly go through the rest of the field because now I'm noticing the 74's really fallen back because the 64, Joe Zeller's made up ground. Brennan there going backwards as well in the 1. He was almost up to 5th at one point in this race.
Justin Perez running 12th in the GM Performance number 60. That is an incredible run for that team.
Very good run.
Top 20. On debut, that's very impressive. Anthony Greenman's been up and down the field all day. He's stabilised the position. Christian Vargas with a decent run as well. Ricky Finley Jr. here down the mid-pack. Drivers like Blaine McKenzie, who we usually hear more from, very quiet day for her. Towards the back, Reggie Fogan, very quiet day. White Wilkins, who are still doing very quiet day. Dean Cologne, whose second half this season was absolutely rotten, he runs the laps down.
And boy, that 53 has really gapped the rest of the field now. Sustrai, I think, has gotten comfortable. He has the points lead. Only the 53 will be gaining on him. He knows he can ride in second. But I do think, and not to speak it into existence, if there's another accident, he will be all guns blazing trying to get that win. As here comes Bayless underneath Whitmer.
I think Bayless arguably is having the most impressive debut in the Cup Series that I can remember. I mean, thinking back to Caden Lemon at Chicago and ran top 10 most of that race. But Seth Bailey's potential to win just been at another level. A complete rookie in the series, never really driven these cars at anger before. Really impressive run. Him as a like on really falling potentially damage from that small collision.
Damage and warm tires, not a good combination. Trying to think.
Would you be, if you're captain on Jack, are you slightly agitated that your race and possibly whole championship has been compromised? He's only making a one start in the one who has absolutely nothing to fight.
Partially, because you have to, as a racer, you want to win. You shouldn't you can't let the other competitors get into your heads, right? It doesn't matter who you're racing. You have to just race with the mentality for yourself. It is selfish, but you have to race for yourself. You always have to put yourself in the best possible position. Anjek did not think the 01 was going to chop him off on the exit of 4 that happened when all the leaders were battling each other. It wouldn't have mattered. Anybody could have done that. It's just not a rookie. Is it more likely for a rookie to do that? Yes. And as a driver, you shouldn't judge who everybody else is. You just have to work for yourself.
Well, it looks like for now he's going to stabilise in around the 5th position. All on the back of Bayless, and we have a lapped car here, actually causing some issues. Mars Mashburn as well has been lapped. So Herman encountering some lapped cars. I think at this point, it's so late on, it shouldn't.
They're not going to be a factor for her.
No,
He's gotten by them quickly, and here comes Sustrais trying to get around the 2. Thankfully, everybody that has been off the pace or lapped has played nice. It's been the people racing each other who have not played nice.
Absolutely, and I mean, for now, we're now in territory where we may not get a restart if we have another caution. I'm wondering, am I correct in saying the last pit stops were around 40 laps?
They were, I think, just at the halfway point, or maybe a little bit past. It was under that caution, so I do have to think they're good to the end, because I think the people on the alternate strategy would not have come back down and topped off like the 2174 and a couple others if they weren't going to be good to the end.
Yeah, I mean, we've not really had an opportunity in this race to see how extra worn tyres run, but now we're seeing that. So there goes Sustra underneath Mashburn. Herman's handled all these lap cars okay, and now she is very comfortable, still leading, and we are now very much comfortably in territory where the yellow would end this race. So Herman's just got to keep it clean, and it's a 3rd win of the season for that 53 team, and be life for her championship hopes.
It is, and she's very good on these short tracks. People who make picks for these races, predictions, all of that goes on in the fans' heads. They always look at this 53 when it comes to the short tracks, and I think a couple of them may have been a little nervous when she fell back early on, was stuck on that high side, but she's persevered, getting the white flag now, and with a big margin over the rest of the field, she may as well be home free.
Really difficult run out at Watkins Glen for Lexi. Didn't even make 2 under her own power, but it's been a complete inverse. It was last at Watkins Glen, and it's going to be first at Memphis. It's Lexi Herman keeps her championship hopes alive for winning the Steak-Umm 300. And
great drive out of the 53, as Carlos Sustrais is going to come home second. Seth Bayless capping off a good run. It's not a win, but that young man should really hold his head high after an excellent performance.
Justin Wimbledon, the crucial top 5. He is still possibly an outside contender. It all really lies now on Riverside. It's going to be it's going to be a lottery of a race, that one. It's a road course, but it's such an interesting road course. I mean, it's going to be incredibly unpredictable to know who's going to be towards the front in that one.
Well, it was an action-packed day here at Memphis. You saw some green flag racing and some, some racing where they got too tight with each other. But when they were racing each other cleanly, it was very exciting. Congratulations to Lexi Herman on her 3rd win of the season. And Carlos Sustrai will lead the championship march out to Riverside, out west, for the penultimate race of the season.
Yeah, and Riverside's going to be really exciting. This is an incredible race. Congratulations to Lexi Herman. But it's very much Watkins Glen and Riverside kind of being the lottery races in this final run-in to Homestead. So it's going to be difficult. It's once again in kind of in the punts of Sustrai. Can he hit someone who's not really known, run well on these road courses, to pick up a decent result? To really have the advantage. It's still. He looks very comfortable at the minute, but it still could be anyone's game. So, all sorts of drama can happen at these road courses in USARC. And for that one, we cannot wait to have you there with us. Till next time. Goodbye.